Hey guys, sorry for me looking like this, but I decided to do a new series, okay? I love Rain. I just not too long ago finished the whole series because I'd watched season 1 and then stopped watching it, and then I have to watch season 1 again to remember what happened. But I love Rain so much. I'm going to talk about some of the characters and stuff. Comment down below what you think about some of these characters. Part 2 is going to be either Clarice or Lisa, which is Queen Catherine Medici's kids. But let's start off on Lola, okay? Let's get to it. Okay, so a lot of people hate Lola because of her having a baby with Francis, which is Mary's husband. But can we just talk about how, yes, in season 1, she was not always my favorite. Yes, she complained. However, I understood because it is hard to grow up with this person that's your best friend, but also your queen. And so I can understand, she was like, she had someone that she loved and that loved her back. And what she didn't know was Catherine used the guy that she liked and that liked her back to, get married out of the country. And I kind of felt bad for her, but let's talk about her and Francis. First off, you can come at me if you want, argue with the wall, I don't care. Francis and Lola are actually good together. Come on, guys. You guys know. Like, I felt like they understood each other way more than Mary and Francis did. I believe Mary and Francis was actually toxic. And people are hating on her because she had a son with Francis. And can we just talk about how Mary was basically with Bash at the time, which is Francis's brother. And also, she was trying to get Bash to be king. So they were not together. Yes, I don't like that they, were together, her and Francis, but I actually kind of like them together. I felt like they actually, understood each other more. I felt like they would be good together. And remember in season 2, when Francis and Mary got married, and Mary had a lover, I thought it was so funny how no one wants to talk about that. Like, no one wants to talk about Mary's wrongdoings, but they'll talk about hers. And can we just talk about, first off, maybe she wasn't the best friend to Mary. I understand that. But she was one heck of a lady to marry. She died for her queen and her country. So that's on period. If y'all want to hate Lola, go back and watch this show. I agree with this. She shouldn't have been executed. That death was my least favorite death of all time. Sorry you guys couldn't hear me on this video. I was making a video about Lisa and Don Carlos. I just wanted to start off with a little history fact because this is Lisa from Rain, and she's kind of in real life, she's supposed to be one of Catherine's older daughters. I think she's the oldest daughter. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. And in real life, she was supposed to be like really quiet and shy, I guess. But in Rain and in real life, she was married to the King of Spain at the time, and in like 15 something, I don't know. And then it was said that she was his third wife, and basically they really had a good love. He really loved his wife. But in Rain adaptation, he liked his wife. There was not much on that, but people seem to hate on her by the way that she acts, because like in real life, she's supposed to be very shy and not talkative, and she wasn't rude at all. But in Rain adaptation, she was. This, if you guys don't know, this right here is Catherine de Medici, and that's her daughter. That's Catherine's daughter right here. And people seem to hate on her, but like Catherine and Claude. And what I was saying is that Claude has been treated so badly by her parents. She did not have an easy life, and people sympathize with Claude, but not with Lisa. And Lisa has had everything done to her the same as Claude. People like Catherine, but don't like Lisa, even though Lisa is kind of like a version of her mother and has been through a lot of what Claude has went through. If you watch some of the episodes that she's on, she's not in a lot. She's in season 4. But if you watch it, you'll realize like anytime Catherine comes around, she has this face and expression, and you can tell she's wanting some type of love from her mother. That's why when her mother asked her to do something, she did it. I mean, it was a little bit more than that, but yeah. So that's what I was saying, is people just don't sympathize with Lisa, even though I feel like they should. She's actually one of my favorite characters, and I feel like because I like Catherine and Claude, I like Lisa. Then I was talking about Don Carlos. I was just saying how he wasn't my favorite. He was funny in the end. He was introduced after Francis died, Mary's first husband, and he was the prince. He's the Prince of Spain. Like I said, he just wasn't my favorite. Maybe at the very beginning when we met him, and at the very end, but he just wasn't my favorite. You're going on TikTok, right? And YouTube?
Okay, can you delete that?
Nope. Of course. So I have a lot to say about Catherine. So here's the third video. Let's get into it. Did anybody else just despise Catherine de Medici in the first season? Because in the first season, I loved Mary. Catherine was such, I understood why Catherine did what she did to protect her children. I mean, I would protect my children too, to any cost, but what she did to Mary was just uncalled for. Yeah. But in the rest of the seasons, Catherine was always my favorite. She's in the top 5, along with Bash and Lola. I actually like Lola, so I already did a video about that if you want to go see it. But I started liking Catherine whenever her and Mary had this sister-mother bond. Other than that, she wasn't really my favorite in season 1 because they didn't have that bond, and she was just trying to get rid of Mary permanently. But in seasons 2, when she called out Mary for doing unreasonable stuff and just caring about herself, yeah, I liked her. Because I didn't like Mary in season 2, and then I liked Catherine in season 2. Am I the only one that loves Catherine's wardrobe? The wardrobe of Catherine is my favorite, along with Queen Mary of Scotland. See, you can see the detail right here in the necklace, the fur coat, and the hair up, and she always has these crowns. I have a favorite crown and a favorite look on her, and I'm gonna go ahead and put it up here and find it for you guys so you can see this is my favorite ever. This is 100% my favorite outfit of all time for her. I think she excels wearing red and black. She wears a lot of red, she wears a lot of black, and I feel like that just completely complements her. But red and black together like this is so elegant. And then if you can see right here, I can't point to it, right? Whatever, you can see behind the dress is a cape, and kind of like a cape thing, and it just sets off the dress. The hair down, I'm telling you, when she let her hair down for King Henry, her husband, I was like, oh, so she has her hair down, and then that crown, it just 100% gold. I also love her story background and how she can defend herself, a time where Henry took all of his guards and soldiers on a hunt or whatever and left Queen Catherine and Queen Mary alone. What? And then her Italian, Italian friends or whatever. I don't think they were friends, but they came to the castle and raided the castle, and she's the one that got everybody out, and she's the one that saved the day. That's why I love Catherine. Put what you think about her in the comments. Hey guys, I'm back with a part 3. Okay, so I decided to talk about this a little bit more. About Lola. I haven't talked about Elizabeth, but I'm going to talk about her now. Let's get into it. I have a lot to say about this. First off, people that say they liked Lola and Elizabeth's friendship was disappointing. I mean, the only reason why Lola was in England to begin with is because Elizabeth took her family hostage, and when she went there to go get her family back from Elizabeth was like, you thought. Eventually, I believe her family was let go, but she was held hostage in England only because she was friends with Mary and was a lady of Mary, Queen of Scots. She was terrible in this show. Like, not the actress. The actress is amazing. But I'm just saying, Elizabeth, the way that they portrayed her. I know it's a Mary Queen of Scots TV show, so it's gonna portray Elizabeth kind of how Mary saw her and how everybody else in Mary's life saw her. But still, she acted on rage. She acted on the first feeling she thought of. And in real life, I studied that was more of Mary that did that. But I just did not like Elizabeth in this show. Like, she was very unreasonable at times. And I'm going to talk about the inaccurate historical facts that they left out. But these two were not in game as friends. Like, she was so mad at her because she didn't want to be there or entertain Elizabeth that Elizabeth burned all her stuff in like one of the first scenes that we saw them together. Elizabeth in the show was just terrible. Like, just downright disgusting in this show. Like, her attitude and her personality. So I didn't like this friendship. Not at all. Not at all. And yes, Lola did commit treason because she thought Mary told her to kill Elizabeth when really we already know who it is. He was terrible. I did not like him, not at all. And I think everybody has that same opinion about him. And if you don't know who I'm talking about, it was John Knox that forged Mary's signature telling her to execute Elizabeth. And I mean, Elizabeth held her hostage there. Like their friendship was not even a good thing, but Elizabeth had the nerve to kill Lola. And I love that Elizabeth visited Lola in prison before she died. And Lola was basically like, you're so full of yourself. I'm the one that's marching to my execution and you're the one to be pitied? No, not at all. Yo. Am I the only one? Because I watched this show when I was little. And I just now came to realize this. And I'm 20. The Backyardigans. We've all seen it. We all love it. It was our childhood show. It's nostalgic. Tell me why. The creators on the show knew what they were doing when they named the only black people Tyrone and Uniqua. Like, what? That feels racially motivated. That is racially motivated because Uniqua and Tyrone, really? Like, they picked the most blackest names ever. And, like, I didn't get that until now. Wow.